All right, good morning. So today we are going to be bathing a litter of puppies, and I'm going to go over everything on how we start and what that looks like. So what we do is we take all the puppies from the house and then we'll put them in these crates here. These crates have, let's move you a little bit. So these crates have the bottom where if they poo or pee, then they will go underneath so they don't get dirty. The puppies are going to cry. This is the first time they've been in their crates. So they are going to whine, they're going to cry. That's part of having a litter, is sometimes it's loud. And if they're crying too much, then we will hold them and try to comfort them at this age. But we don't want them to get into that habit. So the first thing I want to go over is we're going to have a 3-part series. It's going to be quite long and quite boring. If you're here for information, then the first 10 minutes of each series is going to be for you. If you're here for cute puppies, then the last series, I'm going to have the camera just facing the puppies while I'm editing pictures. And if I have something that I want to show you guys, then I will put it on me for a minute. But for the most part, what you'll see is just the puppies playing in their playpen. So after each series, we'll take a 10-minute break. If you aren't subscribed, you won't be alerted. So subscribe and you will get an alert so that you can see the link. And then once it starts, obviously you don't have to watch it. It's going to be quite boring. But again, the first 10 minutes is going to be the most informational piece. So when we are grooming a puppy, the first things, I'm going to put you down. I'm going to hurry and see if I can put her down without her being too sad. So the first things we do is I get into comfortable clothes, t-shirt, sweatpants, and then I have my nifty clip here. I'll put my hair up. Make sure I have all my supplies here. Okay, so when I'm bathing a litter of puppies, I have 2 different shampoos. This one is a medicated shampoo, and I use this on their butt area and their feet every single time I bath them. This will help with anything if they were to step in like Giardia coccidia. This will help prevent that, and that is why every time we bath them, then we will, come here baby. Then we will use this on their butt area and also their paws. The Fresh and Clean is really good for puppies like that may get staining on the eyes. This will help, and it's not that harsh. If they're older, we can use the whitening shampoo, but at this age, we use the Fresh and Clean, and we have it in these little bottles, so it's easier to use while we're bathing. And then we have our scissors. So we have a scissor pack that we just got off Amazon. We use these so we're going to be trimming their eyes today. They're about 6 weeks old now, so we will trim their eyes. If they have any poop or anything on their backside, we'll cut the hair off. And if it's the type of hair that it kind of sticks to, then we will use our cordless clippers, and we'll just clip it right off. I don't like to go too short on puppies because if you do, they can get pretty itchy. And then we also have fingernail clippers for the puppies that have a guard. We don't actually use this guard because it's too deep for a puppy. You don't want to go too far or else they will bleed. So if you can see, I usually actually do it while they're wet. So with that being said, I think we have all of our supplies, our products, and we will get started. And we will get started with Miss Ava because she is pretty sad. She doesn't like that I'm leaving her in there. Okay, baby. So when we get started, it's important to make sure, let's make sure you can see me. So it's important to make sure that we're not getting any water in her nose or her ears. If we do, that can cause pneumonia. We don't want to do that. Be super careful if you're bathing a young puppy, anything really under the age of 6 months old. I would be extremely careful. And when you're bathing them, I will hold both ears down like this. Let me see. Here. Let's show you to the camera. I'll hold both ears down like this while I am spraying. That way we can prevent any water from getting into the ears. And that's, I don't like to get it in their eyes just because I'd be irritating to them. And we will get started. Make sure I know the temperature of my tap. Make sure it's not too hot or too cold. Also, if it's not 64 degrees or warmer, we will have a heater on over the bathtub just to make sure that they're not getting sick. Okay, baby. You ready? And this is a warning. They don't love to be bathed at this age. So if they cry, then we will stop and try to comfort them and make sure that this is a good experience for them. Okay, baby. Wait for it to get warm. Right here so you can see that, okay? So now that she is wet, I'll go in with the Medicated Shampoo, and that's this here. And what I'll do is I'll put it on her paws, front paws, her back paws, her butt area, and her tail. There you go. Then I will go with the Fresh and Clean and use that over the rest of her body. I generally won't put any shampoo on her face if it's really dirty in hers. So it has quite a bit of puppy mush on it right now. So I'm going to just be very soft with the shampoo and just take it from the back rather than pouring it straight on her face. Scrub that in really good. Make sure we get every inch of her body. Good girl. Good girl. There you go. Okay. So that's it for a sec. And while the shampoo is sitting, then I will usually go in with some dewormer and get them dewormed. So we deworm every 2 weeks, and we will use, it's called Safeguard or Baycox. So that will help with Giardia and Coccidia, and also like roundworm, hookworm. With dogs being live animals, parasites are something that every person that owns an animal probably knows about. And that's just something that while it's sitting on, we will deworm them and we will clip their nails. So this is the time where while the shampoo is sitting and doing its job, then I will get their nails clipped. We try to clip their nails every 2 weeks. That way we can prevent them from scratching mom. We don't want them to have long nails where they can scratch mom and cause her irritation or injury. Good girl. And it's very simple and easy. I've already done this several times throughout her life, even though she's only 6 weeks old. So she just held still and let me do it. Good girl. Ready to let me. once I get all that shampoo off, I will just kind of wring her out like a rag in a sense. We want to make sure we get all of the shampoo off of her fur. Puppies have very delicate skin, especially puppies this young, and it's important not to bathe them too often. Because of that, if you bathe them too often, they will start to get dry, flaky patches and get dry skin. We can get their body used to getting baths about once a week as they get older, but it does take some time because they are pretty delicate at this age. And when we're doing a bath, then we will go over like feeling them, making sure that they don't have any painful areas on their body, and just do an overall more thorough check than just playing with them. And then we will towel dry her. And my towel is in the washroom, so give me 1 second, and I'm gonna go grab it. After the bath and scrunch out, we will towel dry her. And when we towel dry, we're not sneaky about it. I like to just throw it on them. As long as they're not stressed out or scared, I'm gonna just throw it on them and just rub them down, because they should be used to this, being able to be touched anywhere. Yeah. Good girl. And once we're done with her, I'm actually going to put her in the house, just because she's not liking being out here. Good girl. Okay, so now that she is clean and she's just wet, I'll normally put them back up here. I'll try it, I guess, and see if she cries too much. And then after they're all bathed, then I'll just blow dry them one by one. It's faster that way, and where this already takes quite a while, then I like to save time wherever I can. So I'll just put her up here. If she cries too much, then I'll put her inside so I can get everything done without too much whining. Okay, let's see my next. Okay, so now we have little Abby here, and it's funny because she was already named Abby before she was picked out, and her mom's name is Abby. So okay, sweet girl, let's get you started. Make sure. And one thing we do when we are bathing them, every single time, we will check for hernias. The reason is because when you have a hernia that's a reducible hernia, it's not always out. So sometimes you can feel it and it won't be there, and sometimes it will be there. So we like to check and just double check every single time. She does not have one, but we do like to check and make sure that they don't have one, so that if they do, we can let the families know. Again, we're going to go in with the medicated shampoo, and we're going to do the paws and the back side. and clean for the rest of the body. Don't worry, you're getting a friend soon, Ava. Ava's all alone, so she is not happy. We'll get you finished up. She doesn't have a dirty face, like too dirty. Like there is some puppy food in there, but it's not crazy dirty, so I'm not going to put shampoo on it. I will just use water to get that kind of washed out and then towel dry her once we're done with that. You can see how still she is. I wish I could show a little bit better. I am right-handed, so I should have been set up on the other side, but you can see how good she does. This is because we start at a young age. It's important to do things from early on if you want them to be well-behaved and good at what you're asking them to do. Like she will let me take either paw, any one of her paws, and do whatever I need to do with it. And that's important for, obviously, like nail clipping. If she had an injury, it's important to make sure that they can do that very early on in life. Okay, brush up. Now we have Arlo, and every litter, there's one that is a little bit more of a baby in the sense that they like to be held and taken care of more. And he's kind of more of that big cuddly baby. He's the biggest one in the litter, and most of them are pretty uniform in size, but he is a little bit bigger. And you can see he has puppy mush all over his legs because he is the first one to the dish every single time. paws and backside. So when you're clipping the nails, if you can see, there's a little bit of a lighter, like white part on his nails. That is all we want to clip off. We want to be sure that we don't go any further than that. If we do, they will bleed, and that can also be a reason that they don't like their nails clipped, is if they have been clipped before and it was too deep and bled, then they're going to associate it with being hurt. And that's something we want to be careful not to do. And these guards sometimes are deceiving because they don't, like, you don't want to go that far. And these are even small dog clippers. And you want to just play it by ear rather than just going off the guard. So now we have Artie here. We are about, after him, we're going to be halfway done with the washing process. I would rather get most of the stuff off the face with the towel rather than trying so hard to get it off with the water that I get it in their nose. Again, it's very important, especially at this age. Do not get, even again up until 6 months, to not get water in their nose. Pneumonia is something that is not fun to deal with. I've had to deal with it before. I had a dog that decided to just try and drink water so fast that they had held it wrong and got pneumonia. And it's just not fun to deal with, so we just want to be careful and make sure that we are preventing anything that we can. Now we are doing Amelia. dirty. Her face is dirty, so I am going to use a little bit of shampoo to And I can't have music on because of the copyrights for YouTube, so it's going to be quite dry. I can edit music on later that is fine to use, but I don't usually edit the live videos. I just let them go, and when they stream, they're just exactly the same as when they were live. Let's see your belly. Nice belly. Nice belly. Why are you there? So this one is Belle. face is also dirty, so I'm going to put a little bit of shampoo just from her back on the sides. Get it on there. If you're bathing a puppy by yourself, the way it's easier to keep them secure if you kind of have them held up like this. And I mean, the first time they'll probably try to get away, but if you just continue to do it and teach them to hold still when you're handling them, it's going to be a lot easier for you and your vet when they go to administer a medication or a vaccine. At the end, she tried to pull away from me before I let go. So I'm going to hold on to her paw until I release it, just so that she doesn't get into the habit of thinking that if she pulls, then I'm going to let go. So she will continue to hold still. She did extremely well for her age, but just keep that in mind. Like if they're pulling and tugging on you, don't just let them go, because they will get the point that if they pull, then you're going to let go, so they will pull harder every single time. Good mouse. Check your belly. You're a little fat, huh? You're a little chubby. It's hard to tell. Oh, I think that's just fat. Okay, Amy, you're the last one. So we now have Amy here. She's our last one. And then we'll move on to blow drying. So again, with her being the last one, I'm going to show you what I use. This is the medicated shampoo that we do on the paws and the butt. every time that we bath the puppies. This is to help prevent anything like Giardia or Coccidia, because that is just, I mean, it's everywhere. Our dogs, they are able to go pretty much as they please. We have animals, there's wild animals that come around, so we just take precaution and do preventative care. And then on the body, we'll use the Fresh and Clean. There we go. This is actually pretty clean. You got me. Guess I should have made sure that my water was not facing me. As I use a tool, when I put it away, I like to wash it off. So when I go back to it next time, it's clean. And when I go to sanitize, then things aren't a wreck. Okay, now that we've all had our baths, myself included, then we will start blow drying. I usually will start with the one I did first. That way we don't have to spend as much time with the dryer because they don't necessarily like the dryer at this age. Usually by about, depending on how long they stay with us, like through our training program, we can get them to start liking it around 10, 12 weeks. Sometimes they'll like it younger, but it does take time. It's super loud, and we'll use the low setting, and we don't usually use the heat setting unless it's very cold outside and it's a little colder in here than I like. So today we will just use the normal setting. We'll start with Miss Ava. Come on, lady. Okay. There you go. A little bit of stuff on your face still. So this is the point I will check and make sure that I did a good washing job. I would rather have a little bit of stuff on their face than get anything in their nose. So if there's a little bit, I won't mess with it any more than just trying to rub it off with the towel. Another morning, they don't love the blow dryer, so sometimes they'll cry. And if that happens, then I will hold them. It takes a little bit longer to blow dry. We try to take about 5 minutes to 10 minutes per puppy. Sometimes that just doesn't work. As they get bigger, then it will take 10 to 15 to 20 minutes to dry. But right now, she should take about 5-10 minutes maybe, depending on how happy you be for me. So when they're mostly dry, she's not completely dry yet, but when they're mostly dry, then I will check their backside, and if they have any poop or anything that hangs on, then I will take the clippers. So if there's one that has it, I'll show you. Hers doesn't. So I'm just going to take the scissors and just trim that area to help prevent that. Normally, I would just put her down, but for you guys to see a little bit better. I'm gonna just do it over the garbage can if I'm holding her up anyways. That way we save my be very careful not to go too far down. If I don't have to shave them, I don't like to again because it irritates their skin, especially in this area. I'll just trim it off to keep it sanitary and clean. Okay, let me see ya. Let me see ya. Anywhere else? We could use a little bit here. Yeah, we could use a little bit here. And if you don't feel comfortable doing this by yourself, please get help. I've done this 1,000 times, so I am comfortable with it, but it's not always as easy as it looks. Almost done. If you noticed, I let her crawl around as I was blow drying her. At this age, I will let them crawl around and get away. That way they don't feel trapped. That as they get older, then I will stop letting them walk around as much so that they understand that when they're getting groomed, they hold still. But at this age, I don't want to traumatize her. I don't want her to associate with the blow dryer with getting trapped. So I want her to feel safe and that she can walk away, she can get out of it until she is a little bit more comfortable. She has been blow dried before, so she did really well and she wasn't trying to get away too much. If I'm doing underneath the belly, then I do hold them. Because they're younger, I don't like to hold them up like you would an older pup. I don't want to hurt their joints. They're still growing rapidly, so we try not to do that. I'm going to hurry and put her in the house, and I'll be right back to grab another one. Abby, what's next? Okay, Abby. go next? Okay, big guy. You are gonna take a little bit longer. Let's check there. Any bigger than he is, I would get help for this, just because it's a little bit harder for me to hold him, and I don't want to get him injured. Okay, ready? The last one. So she's our last one. It's always cute to see how funny they look when they're all wet compared to how cute they are when they're all dry and fluffy. Let's get your face. So none of them had poop on their buns. So what I'm gonna do is show you what I would do if they had with her. I do not wanna go all the way down. Again, we don't wanna irritate them, but we will go a little bit further than we would with the scissors. There we go. That way we can keep everything a little bit more sanitary. Okay, all right, so this is our first video for today. This is the bathing, blow drying, and nail trims, and we check. So I've checked their ears. They all looked really good. We like to check them over and make sure that there's nothing that we can see that's like noticeably there. We also will get them checked by the vet this week. They're old enough for that now. I will be setting up in the next room, and then the second one will be my favorite part, which is taking the pictures, and we'll show kind of what that looks like, and we'll go through each puppy and go through each stage. Again, the first 10 minutes will be a little bit of information, and then the parts after that will be a little bit boring unless you enjoy just seeing puppies getting their pictures taken, which I love that. So if you want to see that, we're going to get started here. Let's see. I'll say 11:45, then I will be back live. If you are subscribed, you should get a link that notifies you and sends you the link. If you're not, then you will need to be subscribed to get that link. So we will see you next time. Well, we'll see you in about 15 minutes. And